inside and out. Short ones on the inside. If you can't reach them out here, give your hands a nice wash, okay? Let's go meet some penguins.
This is awesome, guys. I'm about to go and see penguins in first person. Like, it's gonna be sweet.
Here, let me take this.
Careful when we touch, so they don't. Yeah, no, she's gonna go climb up the ramp. Alright guys, I'm gonna go in here for just a second, go over a couple of penguin rules, and then Morgan will let you in here momentarily. So you guys are all gonna come in here and have a seat. There's no bad seat anywhere. Make sure you are sitting together though. We do have a photographer snapping photos the whole time. Unless you want strangers in your pictures. Unless we have an emergency, we need to stay seated the whole time. These guys are like cats. They run around our feet. We're used to that. You guys not so much, so stay in your seats for me. For the majority of all my little bits that I have in here, I'm going to have you guys do crisscross applesauce up on your knees. Little ones, if they even want to stand, that's fine. But what we got to do is keep our feet up on the bench. We don't want to be kicking off because we don't want to get a penguin in their head, okay? So get yourself comfy up here. I promise you're not going to miss anything. For all of the big people, we're going to do both feet flat and still. We understand this is habit. They do not. They're going to come untie your shoes, lay on your feet, walk around your feet. You start scooching, you can hurt them. Nobody wants to hurt a penguin, right? It is football season. It's not punk penguin season, all right? So we got to keep those feet flat and still for us. If this makes you nervous, just tell us. We'll move them out of the way. That way neither you nor the penguins get hurt. Otherwise, that's what we're letting them do. That's why you're in here after all. Now, very important, just because they are sitting around you does not mean they want to be touched. They do not know you guys. Stranger danger is real to a penguin, okay? So please keep your hands to yourselves. If you reach down, they can say no. No can hurt. So make sure you keep your hands to yourselves. Morgan's job during this encounter is to let you know which penguin is okay to touch each and every time. It may not be the one at your feet. It might be a totally different bird. So she's going to know who that is. Make sure you wait for her, okay? How many fingers do we use when we're touching here at the aquarium? Two. Brilliant. Really? Don't be rude. You got 2 fingers. Touch them here on the lower back area. We don't do their heads and their flippers on their feet. That's their personal space. We respect that. Also, you want to make sure that you keep everything above bench level. They can reach up to your knees. That's higher than they think. If you're bending down, you got hair, jewelry, nose is dangling. You don't want to dangle your fingers. They can grab a hold of all that. You just saw her playing. You can play rough, so make sure you keep all that stuff up above your knees. Video flash, you're good to go. Nothing bothers them, but again, don't stick it right down here. These beaks are fully capable of not only shattering your cases, breaking your screens. If they get a hold of it, they might take you in the pool. So if you call your warranty people, they're going to be like, penguins in Kentucky broke your phone. Yeah, right. So make sure you keep that up out of their range, okay? Purses, jackets, bags can go behind you on the bench. Now you just saw her kind of poking at my button. It doesn't hurt. You just want to sit still though, because if you jerk, you can hurt them, okay? So just make sure you're sitting nice and still. Now I'm going to go ahead and get these girls out of the way so that you all can come in. Can I have my foot, please? Thank you. All right, kids, let's go get in the work. Let's go approach endangered animals in the wild. You get in trouble. So we're glad you're here, not in Africa. Quick introduction to the penguins here. We've got 3 age groups. If you want to know who just poked you in the leg or pooped on your shoe, you do have a cheat sheet up on the wall right over there, okay? So our oldest are here in front of me. We got Randy. She's our tallest, has a bow tie and a light blue band. Simon has the orange band, big beak, and a beauty mark. Paula has the black band, little pearl earrings. They're all 12 years old. Then we have Green Bean right here in front of me. She has a dark green band, white belly, 1 freckle, very unique. We got Blueberry up here on the top of the ramp. She's got the dark blue band, big white spot on her tail. Red Pepper has a dark red band, single white feather. If you're looking at those dates, you will notice they all just turned 9 last weekend and this week. So we just had some birthdays. Then we got our youngest. This is Speckles laying right here on the rocks. She has all these beautiful white specks down her back and has this hot pink band. You saw why I gave her hot pink while we were doing the introductions, right? She was sitting there picking on the other penguins. So she does have a bit of an attitude. If she comes around, you just make sure you hold nice and still. And then Sandy, the other one, is out at a library, I believe, today. So she's out visiting people out on a field trip somewhere. And they are 8. Now Morgan is going to be focusing on the penguins. When we do that, we tend to zone out a little bit. So she is going to be focusing on that. She will lift one up for every. So they've got thousands, if not millions, of little tiny feathers. When you think of a baby duck or a baby chick, they're that big poofy layer, right? So they do have that big downy layer underneath. What you guys are touching is the guard feathers, the waterproof layer. So if you're gonna dress like a penguin today, you need to put on a sweater or like your fleece and a raincoat, and then you'd be dressed like a penguin. It's not for the air though, it's for the water. Did you guys touch the sharks or the sea stars, the anemones, Nemo's house? Did you guys touch any of that yet?
Not yet.
You haven't been down there? Did you guys touch any of that yet? A little bit, yeah. If you've had your hands in some of that water down there, that's about 58 degrees. Where these girls live, it's even colder. So this is a diver's wetsuit. Keeps the heat in, keeps the water away, keeps these guys really warm and dry. Problem is, if you were dressed like you are today, and we go stand on a beach for a few hours, what's gonna happen to you? You're gonna get super hot, aren't you, if you're dressed like that? So that's the big difference. Cold penguins are constantly keeping warm, watch specs. Warm penguins are constantly cooling off. So you see a couple of really neat tricks. You see the pink around their eyes? It almost looks like eyeshadow. That's bare skin. When you get hot, your cheeks turn red, don't they? You flush a little bit. So that's number one. Number two, they're wearing shorts. Do you see how the feathers go about halfway down their legs, which you might kind of consider their knee area, right? Cold penguins wear pants. They go all the way down even over the tops of their feet. So you take a look at that when you're down there. And then they do what we call a fluff and shake. And you'll see them doing that a lot, usually when I set them down. So she's gonna fluff. We're fluffing, we're fluffing, we're fluffing. We're not gonna shake? Not gonna shake. All right, but you'll see them shake. That's like you taking your coat and going, whoo, hot, right? So those are all the different ways that they cool off. If these girls were in the wild, they would spend sunrise to sunset eating fish, things like anchovies, sardines, mackerel, herring, that's all stuff we eat, right? They eat squid, that's stuff we eat, and they eat shrimp, that's also something we eat. So we eat all the same things that penguins eat. They gotta look out for things like sharks, whales, and seals, right? So these guys swim really, really fast in order to avoid those predators. Now here at the aquarium, we feed them fish. You guys can see these fish back here in the bucket. Those fish are their french fries. We leave these in here all day long. Those are small fish. We come in and feed them fish the length of a cell phone and about this big. That is a big fish, right? So they swallow it head first and they swallow it whole. So Simon with the orange band pulls the record for eating the most fish in this room in one day. I want you to guess how many fish she ate on her hungriest day. What do you think?
36.
36? That's not bad. You guys got anybody else got a guess? 20. 20? That's not bad. You got to guess how many fish can she eat on her hungriest day? That big. How many? 40. 40? Yeah? What do you think?
41.
41? What do you guys think? How many fish? It's Price is Right, right?
I'll choose my answer to
How many
one.
fish? How many fish do you think she can eat? What do you think? 50? Probably 50. You were darn close, but you know what? He did beat you with the one. 41 fish. Yeah, you've been watching Prices Right too much. No. 41 fish this big. That is like you guys eating about 75 quarter pounders today. A 150-pound human being would have to eat 20 quarter pounders. Pardon me, 100 quarter pounders or 20 pounds of food. That's an enormous amount of food, right? Now what goes in comes out, and Simon holds that record too. She pooped 4 times in 10 minutes. That is a lot of pooping even for a penguin, but they do poop on average about every 15. So this room was cleaned right before we came and got you, and look, they've done a pretty good job, right? So we're gonna leave the penguins out there where they belong. No pets. Penguins do not make good pets. So these guys, not only are they looking out for those animals we were talking about, they also have to look out for oil spills. They get coated in oil and they're not waterproof. Do you guys know what they use to clean animals up with when they get the oils? Use it in your kitchen. On their soap, there you go, yeah. And then you guys today, though, are helping to save lives, because a portion of your ticket goes to several charities that include Sandcop that saves lives. You guys are saving penguins today. So they're going to
Come here, it's awesome.
Thank you. They
You
just
need
a
to.
little bit. Say it again. Thank you. Oh, she's like, I wanted to be in on that little thank you. That's my job. Well, I'm sorry. You can say thank you next time. So what they are good at, those posing for photos. What we're going to do is get our picture rock, put it in front of you, put a penguin up there. Kelsey here's going to snap a photo. 2 things about the rock. Remember how often penguins poop. That doesn't change when they're on a rock, all right? It just raises the poop zone. I promise. If you get pooped on, it cleans. But it is your free take-home souvenir. There's only one way to get penguin poop, and that's in here. We also don't touch them on the rock, because you've noticed they don't like being up off the ground, right? So I want to make sure we don't touch them. Now what you just saw there is literally a penguin temper tantrum. We say if you take a 2-year-old child and a cat, combine them, you get a penguin. So you just saw the 2-year-old child part. Right there. She's throwing her temper tantrum.
It's us.